Yes, let's go. What's going on, nerds? Mark here, back with a new tech video with a familiar name. We have a relatively new Cooler Master product, a wired mouse if you will, and that goes by the name of the MM711. Just want to say thank you to Cooler Master for sending this stuff out and taking a quick look at the box and the mouse. You know, standard packaging of most product. This mouse is made to be ultra lightweight, as you can see the honeycomb design, so they use less material. And the biggest selling points, I guess, is the, other than the weight, RGB, wired if you don't like batteries. And we have an ambidextrous shape, so either a lefty or a righty can take advantage of this mouse. It is so hot right now, but we are going to power through this for everybody. It also has a matte finish, not gloss on this one. I'm pretty familiar with this mouse already, at least to some degree, because my buddy has one, and it looked like his was glossy, so I'm going to compare it eventually with his and see. But on to the unboxing. So there's just two little plastic tabby things at the top. We're going to rip those off. I would imagine this is going to be a very simple unboxing, and then onto the review portion. Because it is a wired mouse, not really much to a wired mouse, but we'll take a look at this nice cable that I think is, at least I think is nice. Very light braided wire, but I kind of dig that. But we do have a standard USB cable with a little purple tip for Cooler Master colors. But grabbing the mouse, at first it is very light, one of the lightest mouses I've ever used. The gliders, they were gloating about the gliders on the bottom being the best ones or something like that. But they are nice, they're a little frictiony, so we'll see how that plays out in use. The clicks, first try, are quite responsive actually. I am quite fond of these little paddles. Mouse wheel, you know, basic mouse wheel. We do have two side buttons, which is nice, very simple design, and one center DPI button, or I guess customizable button to whatever you'd like it to be. No buttons on the right side, just on the left side. And honestly, this is a really cool design. Quite interested in the construction and just the look of it. It just could be cool on the desk. Other than that, let's just dig through the box really quick. We got some foam. We got a little manual that we probably won't need to read. Probably download some software from Cooler Master to control the RGB. Secretly in the bottom, guys, make sure you don't forget this. They have extra little gliders with 3M double-sided tape or single-sided tape, whatever you want to say, to stick new ones on. So if yours wear down, the gliders on the bottom, you can actually replace them, which I've never seen a mouse do for you. But other than that, that is really it. Like the box on the ground, that's nothing. You just have a mouse, a manual, and these little extra gliders. I'm pretty used to using wired mouses at this point, even though I prefer wireless, just because my preferred mouse right now is a wired mouse. That's all I got, so maybe this will be my new preferred mouse. I thank you for sticking it out. Let's take a deep dive at this mouse.
Typically, wired products tend to find themselves in a weird 2021 conundrum. Is wired worth it in today's times? Also, does more expensive necessarily equate to a better product? Well, the Cooler Master MM711 wired gaming mouse seems to break the ice and answers these questions wholesomely. The Cooler Master MM711 is quite an excellent mouse to feast your eyes on. The honeycomb hollowed out RGB body style is probably the nicest aesthetic you can find. The RGB interior fills up the negative see-through space, making the mouse feel more customizable to your PC desk setting. It's also quite airy, so I don't find my palms sweating as much, which is worth noting because I was genuinely concerned about filling the mouse with sweat. As gross as that sounds, not with this mouse. Next, the mouse offers products in glossy and matte, but I have the matte version, and after seeing both, I can go either way. Both styles are cool and offer different vibes. The mouse hosts 3 customizable body buttons, 2 on the left side near your thumb. Below the scroll wheel, we have the preset DPI button, which I recommend leaving as is. The button placement is perfect, and I wouldn't ask for any changes. The paddle clickers are super responsive and quick, almost making you feel like you're getting better at clicking, accuracy, and productivity. The mouse just feels good in your hand and clicks just as well. It's important to mention that the mouse is on the medium to small size, so it may be a turnoff if you have big hands like me. However, I didn't find the size to deter me from using the mouse, and it increasingly grew on me every time I held it. The Cooler Master MM711 is the lightest gaming mouse I have ever used, weighing in at 60 grams. I tend to like a little more weight, but there is just something about this mouse that hooks me without even talking about performance. It's just fun to use, and you won't know that until you purchase it. The attached braided cable is lighter than a feather, and there is no mouse drag from the wire. I was impressed by this, and I hate wire drag, and I always pin the wire down with some makeshift weight. Thank you for making a light wire. The length of the wire is also decently long, about 7 feet, so it should hopefully reach your PC. Lastly, the bottom of the mouse gloats high-end gliders, and as they are a bit grippy, I once again learned to appreciate the build. The MM711 is crafted for the gamer, from top to bottom. The performance of the MM711 does not hold back after a worthy impression on build quality. Before getting any more involved, I'd like to point out that this mouse is only $49.99, a fantastic budget price point. Furthermore, it offers up to 16K DPI if you need it, with a lifetime of 20 million clicks. I'm really not worried about breaking this thing when I spam click from anxiety. Other than that, I hopped into some games with some friends, and I was highly delighted to use this mouse during gameplay. It's just light and simple to maneuver with. This mouse doesn't hinder accuracy, and the experience makes you feel much more involved in the game. The responsive clicks add to the immersion as well. The mouse wheel could have had more notches or appeal, but I find most mice don't have a nice mouse wheel in general. Oh well, at least you can customize the RGB on the wheel, which is a significant plus. Although I think the Master Plus software UI can be better designed, I won't discredit the features this mouse offers. DPI presets offer up to 7 DPI speeds program in a rotation on your DPI button. I like level 4, and I tend to customize less than others. You can mess with the X and Y axis if you are that nerdy about your mouse laser. You can also change the button response time and double click speed, which is pretty interesting. Additionally, you can register your mousepad surface by repeating a Z pattern in the software. It's almost like a placebo feature after you see it once. You just believe you need to record your surface. The mouse allows you to fully customize the body buttons and even the mouse wheel clicks. Along with the scroll up and down wheel, you can register anything from single click actions to macro actions through Cooler Master's profiles and macro registration. Again, a little poorly designed, but does the same thing as the rest of the brands out there. With the RGB, there are many different styles of lighting effects to choose from, but I like the breathing effect. Once again, the hollow design of this mouse amplifies the RGB, and it makes this mouse feel like the most gamer mouse ever. After using the mouse for a few days, I found that due to my hand size and wrist placement, it does give me some cramps over time. It's hard to blame the mouse for that, but it's important to mention how the grip feels over time. The mouse just sits a bit lower than what I am used to. It would be cool to see a version of this mouse with wings because there is nowhere to rest my extra floating fingers due to the size, weight, and price trade-off. Through thick and thin, the Cooler Master MM711 never ceased to impress me. Starting at its relatively low cost, I would imagine some lack of quality somewhere. However, this mouse proves otherwise with great build quality, speed, accuracy, weight, and style. I especially like the style and light cord more than anything, and this mouse is far from a nuisance on your desk and in your hand. Noisy Pixel is giving the Cooler Master MM711 mouse an A. Thank you for watching. Noisy Pixel is a group of gamers who work hard to deliver news, reviews, previews, and more. Please subscribe to keep up with all of our future content. See ya, nerds.
Noisy Pixel.